You log off Friday, sleep 8 hours, and take the weekend away from your desk, yet Monday rolls around and you are still exhausted. Traditional occupational burnout typically stems from overwork or poor management, but this fatigue follows a different path. It occurs even when the workload itself is manageable. This research identifies a specific condition called digital burnout. It is a state of cognitive overload and emotional depletion, recognized by clinicians and psychologists as a byproduct of our hyperconnected era. When the boundary between work and home dissolves into a single glowing rectangle, your nervous system enters a state of persistent alertness. You are never fully detached from the stress response. This exhaustion is the result of two separate mechanisms. There is the sensory saturation of your work screen and the algorithmic manipulation of your leisure screen. Understanding this two-front war on the brain provides a framework for stopping the depletion and beginning recovery. In a typical digital workday, you are rarely focused on one project. You rapidly switch context between spreadsheets, team communication apps, and back-to-back video meetings. This task switching heavily taxes the prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for sustained focus. Because this area is gridlocked, your brain cannot enter its default mode network to synchronize and rest. This creates a digital hangover. By mid-afternoon, your working memory and decision-making capabilities physically degrade. Occupational screens consume the physiological energy required to regulate your attention. After a long day at work, the instinct is to log off the computer and reach for a smartphone to decompress. However, leisure apps utilize a variable reward schedule. It is the same mechanism used in slot machines to trigger dopamine spikes and maintain a state of constant anticipation. Algorithms prioritize content inducing high emotional arousal, specifically material triggering shock or anger. This sorting traps you in an echo chamber of negative stimuli, fueling anxiety known as doomscrolling. These feeds also prompt social comparisons, which research links to eroded self-esteem and distorted body image. The platforms we use to relax are actually designed to exploit our neurobiology, doubling our baseline exhaustion. While this fatigue feels overwhelming, it is a reversible state of depletion. Cognitive behavioral therapy is one primary intervention. It helps target and restructure the thought patterns that justify constant connectivity, like the perceived need to be available 24 hours a day. Another tool is mindfulness-based stress reduction. This practice strengthens your attentional stability, making it easier to break automatic cue response loops, like reaching for your phone the moment you feel bored. Systematic reviews of the medical literature, such as this Prisma flowchart, evaluate and validate these digital detox strategies for their impact on clinical mental health. Willpower alone often fails against these engineered systems. Recovery requires a structured framework to rewire the brain's automatic habits. You can defend your time using the 42% rule. This involves dedicating roughly 10 hours of your day, including sleep, to recovery that is free from digital demands. Use digital friction to interrupt the habit. Tactics like grayscale mode and strict device-free zones create a physical and visual barrier to immediate access. Substituting screen time with tactile physical hobbies is a necessary step to reset your nervous system. Digital burnout is a predictable physiological response to our current environment, not a personal failing. If your digital habits are impacting your sleep, your career, or your relationships, professional guidance is the next step. Edward Jenny and Associates provide specialized psychotherapy and assessments to help professionals reclaim their focus and establish lasting boundaries.